Hey guys, it's the History Nerd, and we're back with another episode of Victoria 2, Heart of Darkness, Spain. Huzzah! A couple of points. First off, I'm upset that line did not get connected. That is making me a sad panda. Yeah, so sorry about the lack of videos over the course of the week. Had a company retreat that brought me to the glorious, wonderful city of Kelowna in the interior of British Columbia. And, yeah, that meant that I was nowhere near mentally or physically being able to do any recording. Secondly, I have had a couple of pints after work today, so this recording might get a little interesting. Hopefully nothing crazy happens where I'll have to do some quick thinking, what have you. I don't think it will. I think we're still in building Spain mode. So strap in for some excitingness. Now, taking a look, obviously we're losing money, despite our budget saying we should be making money. So, yeah, maybe we can drop down our stockpile to about 15% here. 13, 14, 15, there we go. Let's see what that does to recover. Does things. Alright. So our goal is to get, in Castilla la Nueva, 1% capitalists and get the clergymen to continue. In fact, for this, we can speed it up just a little bit. I have no plans of expanding Spain's colonial possessions in this video. Got no plans of going to war with anybody like the UK. Despite the requests of a certain sexy-voiced celebrity in the comments in the last video. But as you can see, our military ranking of 35 is nowhere near the military ranking of 127 of the United Kingdom. So that's not gonna happen probably ever. So let's just see what's going on in the world. It looks like we've got a Pitts threshing machine invented, new patents coming out of Frankfurt, Maine. Lippis research completed. They are going on a roll. They're getting Pitts threshing machine and muzzle-loaded rifles. Well done, guys. I'm impressed. The Saxons have researched military plans. Nam expands the Spanish-Prussian relations. Ooh. An article in a Spanish newspaper paints a picture of the amiable relations with Prussia, calling on numerous examples of peaceful cooperation based on trust and friendship. The editor declared both nations to stand as friends and brothers. Nam goes to war. I have a feeling that has to do with the expansion there, and the cover story, War between the Russian Empire and Kokand. I'm curious about the relations with Prussia. That's interesting. Let's take a look. Where are they at? They are third. And in fact, if it wasn't for the overwhelming prestige of France, they would be second. So that's encouraging. We should continue to increase some relations there. There we go. Look at that. Lovely. All right, let's unpause and continue on. So another thing that was mentioned. Ooh, fight the disease. We need to get a lot more naval ports or naval bases. We've got one up in there. We've got one there. Is that actually... yeah, that should be two different. Good, it is. And one there. The fact of the matter is... one in Cadiz. That's not going to be enough. So we're going to slap one down into Granada. We are going to slap one down into Barcelona. And we are going to put one in... oh, I think Bilbao. There we go. We might also want to look at building one in the... or in Catalonia there. Because... never mind, we cannot. Okay. Chile and Ecuador could use with increases. Thank you. Now, I do realize that taking a look at who I'm increasing and spearing, it doesn't really have to do with the economic situation of Spain. I am hoping... we shall see if I'm successful in this hope, but I'm hoping that we'll be able to take care of all the economic needs via colonies. Really what I want, if we zoom out here, I would like South America to be completely in the Spanish sphere. I don't know if it has changed for the expansion, Viewers out there might know better, but it seems to me like South America kind of doesn't get much attention when it comes to spherelings until later on in the game. So if I can cement those before there's any sort of threat to the Spanish sphere, then we can get a nice power base in Latin America to be able to press forward in the rest of the world. And I think that that will be a very good base of operations. That might just be me not even thinking things clearly. Who knows? We're going to find out together. But I think I can take care of most of my economic needs via colonialism, I certainly hope. Spare no effort. Furthermore, we have got to look at where the next colonial expansion will be. And I think it is going to be Brunei, because that'll open up the rest of this. I think that makes the most sense. We can see our military power is slowly building up, and in fact we can even build some more divisions in Spain, which is really, really good. I'd like to get those numbers up in the colonies so I can continue the expansion in the Pacific, but as it stands now, it looks like we can replace some of the losses we generated by our little Moroccan campaign. And yes, I fully admit I should have added them as a sphereling in the last war, because now they're in the UK, and let's face it, I do not want to piss them off. That would not be good. But as it stands now, what we need to focus on mainly is getting capitalists going and getting the clergy up and running. Well, you can see we've got our wine factory going, which is good. We've got 74 people working in it. That's not so good. I'd like to have more. In fact, what I might do is throw some money here at the fabric and cement factories, because those are actually really good to have. I'm not sure if canned food are worth it. Ooh, railroads. Yeah, sure, we'll invest in that too. I was never really able to get successful canned goods, good factories really boosting my industry. They always seem to produce somewhat of a loss. So, let's see, what are we going to go with? I think, judging by this, we'll go with only minor qualifications. So we can kind of appease the limited citizenship people. Slowly but surely, I do want to modernize Spain into a semi-democratic institution. Or semi-democratic country, but we'll see. Now, taking a look at things, we should really start making a push into the military aspects of Spain. I fully agree with that, and so we will start by researching the muzzle-loaded rifles. Because flintlocks in 1850, that's depressingly out of date. Always go jingoism, because that's, you know, that's the best way to make sure you got a big army. We can see the United States there is just really, really trying to push into, there we go. Really trying to push into Mexico here. They're not going to get there. I can tell you that. We are going to boost our priority so that we can head them off at the pass, as it were, and hopefully, it looks like the US is dumping every absolute amount of influence they've got into Mexico, which is not good. So it looks like most people want free trade, so we will go free trade, because that pisses nobody off. Oh, look at that. I've completely missed a newspaper. State capitalism, please. I'd like to get the intervention into our economy. Let's see what's going on. Hanover has produced academic training. Prices are rising on small arms. Breakthrough in Luxembourg. Well done, Luxembourg. Researching that cheap iron. Russian Empire is expanding. The Liberal Party is formed in France. Peru has figured out long-range fire tactic. For whatever reason, Peru is dumping research into Navy. Württemberg-French relations, that's going to possibly cause some issues with Prussia and the fears of Hanover. I don't think we really need to worry about Hanover, but apparently the press looks for an enemy any way they can find it. We can see we're making a little bit of money, so we'll dump this back up to 20. Come on! Join the Spanish military. We'll limit the citizenship because that's what the majority wants. And we will make sure that we are staying well ahead of the Ottoman Empire. Really, all that's carrying us right now is our prestige. Yep, free trade. So what I could do is dump 5 more... well, 5 more infantry units in to try and get our... oh, we'll just go cheers on that. Why not? I've been drinking tonight. It's hard to say no. Yeah, so it's really just the units in Morocco that need replacing. So let's go ahead and do that. We will go with 5 more infantry. And we will set the rally point to Cadiz. Fight the disease, please. And then, because I like keeping the Spanish military names, or Spanish army names that have already been set by the game, we'll be able to send 3 units into there, I think. Yep. And, just disband those guys, because, yeah, they're really not working. No? What do we got? Argentina. Increase the opinion of us, please. Thank you. Anybody else? Ooh, the British are going for Argentina, eh? But I have a feeling they're not really investing in it. Let's see. Well, we're out investing them, so that's what's important. Right? We'll hit 1 before they even get 0.1, so we're looking pretty good there. Another newspaper. Let's see what's going on. War between Italy and France. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Dragoons have been patented in Krakow. So Krakow. Wee little Krakow has a better military than us. Where are they at? There they are. Look at that. 1 province minor. They've got dragoons. Damn. And that's looking Sweden. Yeah. Afghanistan goes to war. Okay. That doesn't really matter. Now, I was hoping, as we hit 1848, that we would get some sort of liberal intervention into things. It doesn't look like that's about to happen. Political reform desires going up. That's good. Let's just see what's going on here. Italian liberation of Puglia, with the United Kingdom and Italy going up against France, the Russian Empire, and Belgium. I don't know why Belgium decided to join in, but why not? So we'll see what happens there. We can see the French have already taken a little bit of Italian land. Now, of course, the Italians have taken a little bit of French land. So hopefully Italy manages to retake all their lost land. Although then that will be just another country threatening for great power status going up against us. Not sure if that's a good thing or not. What's holding this up? Canned food. Well, it's a good thing we should have a canned food factory on the way. In fact, we do have one with 430-ish Spanish workers who don't appear to be providing much in the way of canned food at all. Well, that's depressing. Yes, that's lovely, but I'd like to get those two connected. I mean, they're even in the same freaking province, and they're not connected. Okay, we will send them an official letter. Because prestige is what's keeping us alive at this moment in time. Come on! How's this looking? We got a new newspaper. They're already at friend. Wow. They are just dumping money into Mexico. Okay, we need to do that. try and freaking head them off. That's concerning. I don't really want to get into a diplomatic battle with the United States over Mexico, Netherlands, and Belgium. Netherlands and the Belgiums. And what else have we got? That's looking about to be all that's really going on. Except for the Italian fear, of course. Must be careful of them. So, yeah, the Netherlands must have... Yeah, they joined in. Well, they're at war with France and Belgium. Well, that makes sense, because they are allied. But they haven't joined up with the British, so that probably means the Netherlands... Oh, my. Hello. That is very interesting. If the Netherlands are at war, maybe we can go ahead and grab something like some of their Pacific colonies. Where would we want to grab, though? Let's just slow that down for a minute. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Fruit. Nope. Fruit. Sulfur, fruit. Sulfur, sulfur. Fish. Lumber. Gold. Oh. Who's that? Portugal? Portugal's safe. What else we got here? Fish, fish, fish. I don't need any more fish. Or even the little southern bit of Brunei there might be a good idea to grab. Just take a look at this. Who are they allied with anyway? Russia, Portugal... Okay, yeah. On paper, that's a good idea, until you take a look at the geopolitical situation when you realize there's no way I could take on countries like Russia. Hey, engineers. Now what do we want? We probably want military plans. Think that'll get us new cavalry? Actually, before we get too far along, what we really want... When is that? 1860. Okay, so we should be fine for the next little bit. We'll get military plans at least, so we get the new cavalry unit. Are we making any headway? We are making no headway at all. Okay. Let's take a look at our economy. Now we want trade. We want canned food. Canned food. There we go. Oh. Just want to click that. And we are buying that. We can see the prices are indeed going up. It's strange, because we are producing these, but I guess we're using them as well, currently. Actually, probably we're using them in our stockpile, aren't we? So we should really drop that down to like 8%. And now, there we go, look at that. Figured that one out. Well done. Okay, so we can just decrease the opinion right now, or we could expel advisors. Really, what I'd like to do is ban the embassy, so we'll hold off just a little bit longer, if we can. I'm not sure if we can. Are we dumping... Thank you. Let's just pause that for a moment. Nobody is really making a move on Portugal, so we can... drop that to nothing. That should get us a bit more into Mexico. I don't think really Peru or Paraguay. Come on, one more. Colombia might be. Is anyone going after that? Maybe the Russians. Brazil, anybody? Yeah, the US is. So we'll keep that where it is so we can just tick that up. Uruguay, US, it looks like. Take care of that. And the rest we need to keep where it is. Damn. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to get there, so we're just going to have to decrease the opinion of the Americans, which will be back up to friendly and 30% already. I don't want to lose Mexico. That would be depressing. Thank you. How's our industry looking? What do we got on the go? Railroads? Sure, there we go. Oh, and a newspaper. The Reconcentrado Party policy. Obviously, to counter the ravages of Cuban insurgents, the Governor-General instituted a policy of forced removal of all citizens in the countryside to camps in the cities. This denied sources of supply and places of refuge to the insurgent forces. So let's go ahead and do that. That's concerning. Do we have military units in Cuba? We do. A paltry 2 brigades. One of which can't really reinforce themselves. Oh well. We've got our first unit on the march. Excellent. We'll put you on a boat. Send you there. Perfect. Drop you back. Take my military. Oh, look at that. We got, so they're growing. That guy's at 505. So we'll drop you there. And then take you, and we will just disband you. There we go. We've got a decision to go. The Guardia Civil. The Guardia Civil, Spanish for the Civil Guard, is the Spanish Gendarme Corps, established during the reign of Queen Isabella II to suppress the lingering Carlist sentiments in the countryside after the liberal victory in the Carlist War. The Corps is a blend between a police and a military force operating on a federal level and has remained in existence through modern time. Well, then we'd be stupid not to. Plus the tax efficiency. There we go. So we should see a bit more money coming in. Kind of. And we got another unit on the way. Wonderful. Perfect. We, whoops, put you on a boat. Sail you that way. Glorious. Merge you guys up. Take him out of the equation. And there we have it. Our Moroccan forces are fully fit and ready to fight. Send an official letter to the Russians and say, you know what? Yeah, it's fine. We'll make the rally point up in Barcelona because that army definitely needs some reinforcements. And we got our naval bases popping up. That's good news, especially once we get to the point where we will need to build dreadnoughts. Catalonia is looking great. So, Catalonia, we can remove that focus on you, and we can put one in Galicia. There we go. And how's everyone else doing? Capitalists slowly getting up there. What? There we go. Sorry, UK, but that's just the way it's gotta be. What do we got going on here? From January, we're reading it in July, a little bit late, but what can you say? New party, Conservative Party in Portugal. Prices are rising in artillery. Let them jump. If children have to be still, it's a torture for them, scientists claim. Rapid movement of body being the correct expression of joy at a very young age should be encouraged and not frowned upon. We've got a letter from God. One of our poor members of society, receiving a charity letter marked as from God, responded by giving thanks for the money received, but warns the DD against tax levy and post office theft. Artificial diamonds are a thing now. Bavaria, unsurprisingly, has invented the integral distillery process. And scientists in Orange have reported to have developed heredity. Good work. And the Braunschweigian newspaper paints a picture of their amiable relations with Prussia. Not surprising. Are we not merging these guys? I guess only when they march there. Tensions in Colombia. Tensions between ourselves and other great powers have erupted in Colombia over the issue of criminal investigations. Our position is that we have the right to conduct our own criminal investigations in Colombia without interference from local or foreign authorities. This position is obviously contested by our rivals. Our choice here is to either assert our position, which will be seen as undercutting Colombian independence, or fall back. At this stage of the game, we are going to assert our position, because we don't want to lose prestige, we don't want to lose influence. Thank you. A little bit of an infamy boost doesn't matter for Spain at this moment in time, thankfully. Native Venezuelan General Narciso Lopez was executed by the Spanish colonial authorities in Cuba. He had landed with a small group of men trying to incite a revolt that would turn Cuba over to the USA, but failed due to lack of support from the population. Glorious! Suck it, America! Cuba is mine. It shall remain mine until I choose the time to release them as a dominion, certainly not to the diminutive United States of America. Thankfully, Mexico's really keeping a hold of their territory. I greatly appreciate that, and I hope that they can continue. Okay, well that's slowly going up, and that doesn't really matter. Well, we might as well just drop them down to the absolute bottom they can go, and that'll buy us some time, as we really do need to focus. Holy crap, do we ever need to focus on Mexico? We're going to lose Mexico from our sphere. Before I do that, fears of Greece, inventions, new parties, yes. No dinosaurs in America. Good. Machine part factories are good things to have. And what else can we do in the military branch? I have a feeling that army professionalism is probably a good idea. I was going to say, I'm curious why we haven't been removed, but it looks like we have been. Yes. With the invention of muzzle-loaded rifles. Huzzah! So hopefully we can get Mexico back. Thankfully, we're ahead of the Americans, but as you can see, the Americans are getting up quite quickly, and we are not, which is a concern. But I suppose once they're in the American sphere, we can just try to get them back. Sitting around doing nothing about it is definitely not the way to go about doing this, of course. But I don't know what I can do. I'd really rather not lose out on spreading my sphere in the rest of Latin America. So I think we're kind of stuck doing this. Well, speaking of which, we can now influence Argentina. Which is good. Get us ahead of the British. We're making some good money now, so let's give our people a bit of a tax break. Because we're nice, you know? Frankfurt's gone bankrupt, thank you. Thank you. Don't really need to go to... Oh, that's British Columbia. Which is something I wish they would add into the name, because having Columbia in the Northwest and Columbia in Latin America is getting kind of confusing. But it is indeed what it is. Yeah, the US are really starting to push themselves around in there, so let's do that. And see if that increases anything. And then obviously we should also take a look at... what is it anyway? That's colonial migration. What gets me the diplomatic influence? Market structure. Should really research that once I get army professionalism done. And I think that'll benefit the economy as well. That's kind of like a win-win. We've almost got enough brigades to satisfy our current military needs, which is good because then we can start expanding the Spanish military after that. Now, certainly what I could also be doing to expand the Spanish military is to be building a bunch of man-o-wars, but I really don't think that's worth it. They're just going to be winding up being scrapped as soon as I get newer naval tech. So, you know, if you're a pro at Victoria 2 and you're thinking, argh, why won't you just build ships? Let me know. And maybe that'll help. I don't know if it will. Like I say, I think it's just kind of a waste of resources to build man-o-wars and frigates. But, hey, it wouldn't be the first time I'm wrong. Excellent. Mobilization size is going up. Always a good thing. We're nowhere near catching them, so we're going to drop back down to cordial. I would imagine that's the Americans' next game plan. Help feed the poor. Or maybe, just maybe... Nope, that's exactly their game plan. So we're just going to keep trading that back and forth until I can get an edge diplomatically. Chile! Add to sphere. I don't think anybody else is going after Chile. So that's one more we can just drop down completely. One last thing I want to check is Portugal. And they're still hostile to the UK, so that's good. Tensions in the USCA. Tensions between ourselves and other great powers have erupted in the USCA over the issues of criminal investigations. Yet again, we are going to assert our position. It's our right, damn it. Oh, you got another guy? Ecuador! Boop, boop. Ecuador. Whoa. Motion carries. Sure, why not? That's cool. Look, we can do some things. Add to sphere. Thank you. Drop you out of that for now so we can keep dumping more diplomats into Mexico. Let's take a look at what we can do here. 9% of the population want slavery abolished. 0.06 want an upper house based on population. 4.6 want weighted universal. 0.5% want proportional representation. Hardly anybody wants free press, hardly anybody wants state-controlled trade unions, and hardly anybody wants secret balance. Balance! So, I could go with the slavery. I think that might not be a bad idea, to be honest with you. So let's do that. Slavery is outlawed in the 1850s. Suck it, America. Spain's better than you. And, in fact, on that note, I think I'm going to leave the video right here. So, the way things are shaping up, we can continue dumping research into Spanish military and possibly press ahead in the coming decade. It's only 1853 after all. I really wouldn't mind expanding by the end of the 1850s, but we'll see. We can dump it into industry because, quite frankly, ours isn't good. The other thing we can do is put it into market structure, which I honestly think might be the best idea, just to get our diplomatic influences up and our mining and farming output up. We can also put it into any of the other commerce trees, or in fact, if we want to go crazy, we can put it into Navy. I am going to leave that up to you guys, the viewers. My personal opinion is I think market structure. If that is wrong, or if you're looking at this and thinking, here's what you should do, you know, you big idiot, leave it in the comments, and if I agree with your assessment, we'll follow that lead. So let me know what Spain should research next, and yeah, we'll leave it there. Thumbs up if you have enjoyed this video. Please leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. This Victoria 2 series on Spain has been probably one of the most successful video series I've put out there. I've noticed that people have been subscribing to my channel in droves. For me, I mean, we're not talking like internet fame level here, but a lot of people have been subscribing to this channel. A lot of people are watching this series. I think this is why. Just want to take this opportunity to welcome you to the craziness. And yeah, if you've got any suggestions, tips, whatever, leave them below. Thank you all very much for watching, and we will see you next time.